Okay, we're going to go for the second video. Let me clear some space. Right. Now, we've already worked on our 3 points. Now, the first point is our bum, as we already know. We're ready to rock back on that. We can even move our chair around if we want. Right? We are in full control of our environment. Once our feet are down, pointing forwards, there we are, that's fine. Now what we want, let's bring these up. What we want is that outside we were talking about. This is where we control our environment from. We're rocking back on our chair, and when we land, we're landing on those edges, rocking around the side. We don't want to land flat. We land flat, bang, that's the end. Where are we going from here? There's nothing. We're supposedly in control, but we're only in control of being still. And if we are dyskinesic or suffering from any other condition, which means we are not going to remain still, then being in a position where we can remain still is never going to help us. So what we want to do is remain in that rolling position. There we are. So I'm coming back onto my bum. Whoa, I'm flying. I'm moving my chair around as much as I like. And when I land where I want. Now, there we are. My feet are on the outside. Now, as you can see, and I'm going to move so you can see better, when I am on the outside, I'm living on these parts of my feet here. These outside. So, of all of my foot, I'm living on about a quarter of it. That comes from about here. Forget about my big toe, that isn't part of it. That only comes in when I start to fall over. If I lose balance, that's when my big toe's coming in. But we're not going to worry about that just yet, because we're thinking about keeping balance right now. And whilst we've got 3 points of contact, there's no way we're going to lose balance at all. Not even if we're taking a drink, which is something that we're going to enjoy doing as we grow older. Right, now, here we are, you can see, I'm getting a bit of a vibration going. Now this is something that's usual for people with dyskinesias of all kind. We'll get a bit of a vibration. Maybe it'll be for any reason. I'm not going to bother. There are a billion different conditions that doctors will want to tell us about. Right now we're not going to care about the different conditions. What we're caring about is how we are going to cope with them. Now, as I'm leaning back, you can see the speed that the vibration is coming is receding, and as I come in, you probably can't actually tell. If I move it back a bit, maybe you'll see. Right, so I'm leaning back right now, and really there's not much vibration taking place in my legs. As my feet start to touch the ground, the vibrations start until they really start to take over. Now again, as I lift off, they start to disappear. But as I land again, the more pressure I put on, this is kind of difficult for me right now because this isn't the best chair to do it on, I should get a better one. But the more pressure I put on, the more severe the shake. Now, I'm able to control this because, and I don't know whether you can see from this position, I'm able to, let's see if I can land it again. I'm able to, come on. There we go. Now I'm able to displace the vibration from one side into the vibration from the other. So as one side pushes, the other side pulls. Now this creates within my body a state of equilibrium, which means that anywhere above my hips I am in equilibrium, I am stable. Now sometimes, as you can see, as has just happened perfectly, I've gone into a state where both sides are acting simultaneously. Now it doesn't matter so much when that happens, as long as both sides are equal. And since it's very unlikely that you'll have a dyskinesia where one side is completely overwhelmingly off key, unless you're suffering from some kind of epilepsy, in which case this, might not be the best time to try and employ this activity. The cool part is, let's see if I can even, after some practice, I can even get them both into, come on. I can even get them both into rhythm. There we are. Now, I'm in rhythm. Now, cool. Now, drummers are going to use this. Again, musicians are going to use this. This is not just a disability. This is not just something that can hamper you or prevent you from doing things. This is something that you can use to do things, and that people do use to do things, to create music, for example. But now I'm in this state right now. Now, as it is right now, I'm having to absorb a certain amount of and the reason is because both my legs are in harmony with one another. The amplitude of the wave is equal on both sides, and we've just gone into okay, let's jump out of that. Oof. It is fucking exhausting, is it not? Anyway, right. So right now the amplitudes are not in harmony, which means that my body will be, as long as the amplitudes are completely disharmonic, as they are, or as they were a second ago, there we are. As long as the amplitudes are inverse, then the wave will completely be absorbed by my hips, and nothing will be registered above my body. However, now, and this is the coolest part, if they do go out of sync, as I hope they will in a second, and it's starting to go out of sync. Now what we want is something to go completely out of sync, right, like that, there we go. So both of them are going at the same time. Now that will double the amplitude, which means that, quite honestly, we are twice as strong. The wave that we have travelling up our bodies is able to do twice as much. So for example, if we want to push the door open, or if we want to stand up, then right now is the time to go for it. Because the wave that's travelling through our body has extra energy. It's being amplified by the by the energy of the muscles that are in both the calves. And there it goes again. I'm sorry, it's gone back into disharmony. But the idea would be, well, no, it's not a problem when it's in disharmony. That's fine. So now we're in disharmony. We can sit still. We can use our bodies to type. We're able to type quite happily. There's no shaking that's being transmitted from our legs to our arms, because all of the shaking is being absorbed. All of the shaking of one leg is being absorbed by the shaking of the other leg. Now the interesting, obviously, as we've tried to hit on in this, is that we can not only absorb the shaking of one side with the shaking of the other side, but we can amplify the shaking of both sides to do other things with other parts of the body. And that's something that we're going to move on to later on. Now I'm going to stop the video now, and we're all going to imagine what it's like to be a drummer in a rock band.